My name is Tara, and I am chronically online. And I built and launched a platform that had over 100,000 downloads 2 months. We now have almost 500,000, largest network of local farms in the country, all through organic growth. So I spent a lot of time online, and I've seen changes even over the last few months, few years, about what consumers are looking for and how they want to connect with brands. Some people are going to tell you it's the magic of certain hashtags or a posting cadence, but the real secret sauce is authenticity. And the people on this panel can share a lot more about that. But I want to introduce you to Scott and Bryce, who are the founders of Map.media, a Midwest-built network who makes content through local stories and shareable memes. And Anthony's the president of BMP Creative. It's an agency of record for Netflix. And Kim, right here, Kim is a marketplace founder, and I want to share that less than 2% of all female founders in any industry across the life of a business get to $1 million in sales. And Kim got there in less than a year through organic content, no ads, and she's on track to almost 10x that this year. So here are the rock stars of Memeable growth.
Thank you. Hey, everybody. So I guess, do we do intros? Like more in-depth intros, or what are we talking about? We were planned, but we weren't. It was more like questions. So a little bit more background, I guess, on myself. Before I launched, my company's called Soberish. Before I had Soberish, I was an entrepreneur my entire life. Right out of high school, I took the money that I got from my graduation party. It was a couple $1,000s, and my dad was like, you could invest in your first rental property for that. You could put a down payment. And I was like, that sounds hotter than the coolest bag out there, so I'll buy some real estate. And so that has led now to my husband and I. We have over 150 properties in and around Jackson, Michigan. If you're not familiar with where Jackson is, it has the largest prison I believe, in the Midwest. So yeah, and the home of the Republican Party, however you feel about that. But we then opened bars and restaurants. So at 20, I had a bar, a husband, and a baby. And I didn't realize that's what most 20-year-olds didn't do. We owned those for 17 years, and then I started a marketplace called Mi Padrino back in 2016. It was focused on the Hispanic market. I saw there to be an opportunity, grew that company, leading the marketing team, but never actually being the face of the brand, because I'm obviously a 6-foot-tall white woman. I shouldn't be the face of a quinceañera planning app. And that was eventually acquired by David's Bridal. From there, I took this amazing role at Michigan State University's Research Foundation, coaching startups. I wanted to give everything back to the companies so they didn't have to learn it the hard way. But I got bored because I'm a founder at heart. And so I started dabbling again online to make sure that I could keep up with, marketing, because it changes all the time. And I started this company called Soberish. And it's been kind of a roller coaster the last 18 months. So that's a little bit more about myself.
That's pretty great. So I'll talk about the internet and how I started as really a traditional filmmaker and how I got to the internet. I made a movie for $17,000. My friend lived in a church in the Pacific Palisades, which burned down in the fires last year, which is kind of wild. But he would lock the door at night and get free rent. But he was an alcoholic, and he was partying in the church on the weekends, which is kind of crazy. And so I was like, can we just shoot a movie in this church? And we were like, yeah. I was like, so we shot a movie. I was like 2 weeks into shooting this movie at a church, and I was like, you told the church, right? And he's like, nah, I'm going to tell them at some point. I'm like, oh my God, dude. And so this movie ended up going to Sundance. And it was a feature film that went to Sundance, and we had the opportunity to be the first ever product on YouTube that was paid for. And that was a nightmare because it's the biggest freemium platform in the world. And our black and white movie was $9.99, and it was like a bomb went off on YouTube. This is the worst thing in the world. And that really got me into digital. And now with our creative agency, which is a post-production house, we do over 3,000 videos for Netflix a year. So I think scale is really important. I think that being on the internet is really important to have a voice for your brand, even the biggest brands in the world, right? The hard part that I think you guys might have, and we have even as a company, is how do you do social and when you're doing your normal day job? So that would be my first question to this group after these guys tell you a little bit more about their business.
Right on.
Oh,
Thanks. Cheers. All right, I'm Scott Burack with Map.media, and it's awesome to hear what you guys have done, like personally, and how it got you, mouth watering for what you can do and build on the internet and from a social perspective. When I was growing up, I wanted to be a YouTuber, right? It was 2004, and I was probably the first fourth or fifth grader that had a laptop in my town of 150. And so that didn't go over very well, and I was showing the kids at school what I was making. So I had to kind of change that career path for a time being. And I was still always hungry and interested in the digital world, websites and social media and just SEO and everything like that. I never really got on the other end of that camera. But today, Bryce and I are building basically meme pages that celebrate our state and celebrate the Midwest and the region. So we spotlight all the other great people that do want to put themselves out there and all the great things that are going on, and even just the mannerisms and the jokes that are all inside jokes to us. And that's what we do every single day. And it's very fulfilling to be able to put it on and blast it out to the world. And the support that we get from the community that is the Midwest or Iowa, it's crazy the trajectory and the response it gets when it crosses those borders, and people know that it's special and people know that it's very funny.
I'm Bryce. I just make memes for those brands, and it's crazy to see the growth. We were a little college company and have turned memes into a business, so that's awesome. Everybody has OPE on their lanyard. We're big OPers. Yeah, just a lot of jokes. Like I was in the airport terminal waiting for an Uber, and this guy was like, "I don't think I can stand out here any longer. It's snowing. There's no wind, so it's not that cold." But he has to go back inside, and I'm like, "You're not from here, are you?" He's like, "No, I'm from Florida." I'm like, that's the epitome of our page. Like just making fun of the fact that we don't have a lot of entertainment, especially Iowa. Like we kind of make our own fun. But just kind of embracing what we are as the Midwest.
Okay, so what brands do you work with, and how do you strategize with them, and what is sort of your cadence with those brands in terms of churning out content? And then Kim, will go to you in terms of how do you approach your content as a leader?
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, I'll let you kind of speak on this too, but I think, we've built this following, so we want our audience to see the content that we're integrating these brands into as authentic to our page, right? Like you followed us for a reason, and we want to keep it that way. But there's what I think you kind of coined back in 2020, 2019, as perfect partners, people that integrate super well. So, with compliance, with all the things you have to do, FTC, like hashtag ad, we want to make this feel as non-adsy as possible. So some departments like John Deere has a very hefty legal department, and you have to, really work within their brand guidelines and all the compliance stuff. Others, like regional gas stations that we work with, are like, we invest in this stuff. We know that you guys are doing what you guys do well, and we want you to speak your own voice. So it kind of goes both ways. Some people are very, very in tune with how the world is moving in this space, and others are a little bit slower. They need to make sure that their brand is represented in the right way, which either way I feel like we do a good job of, but it's definitely an interesting topic. Department by department, I'd say.
I'll say kind of elaborating a little bit on how we work with those partners is, like I said, we're talking about the Midwest in an organic sense and just making jokes and memes about what it means to be here every day. And we align with the brands like the John Deere, like General Mills and Anheuser-Busch. Those are Midwest built companies that want to continue to retain that loyalty from the Midwest customer base. And so we really just, when we're talking about those brands and creating those memes and videos for them on their behalf through our platform to our audience, we're just leaning into that Midwest authenticity and the brands that, what they built there. Just kind of backing into some of those, a creative process for us is very interesting because it starts with us putting a whole bunch of stuff together on a document and sending over 10 good ideas that get whittled down to maybe one idea that is executable per a legal standard.
How do you like come up with the ideas though? Do you like drink a little bit beforehand? Like what is your process?
Yes.
I get a little bit soberish and I have the best ideas.
Yeah, I mean, we're a college company, so yes, I do consume alcohol, and that's where a lot of the ideas came from. But honestly, truly, a lot of the stuff is just pulling from personal experience. It's the stuff at the airport. It's grandma's set of dishware that for some reason everybody has. It's just experience, tapping into yourself, tapping into your parents. Like, why do we like? Here's a great example. It took us 8 hours to get here via flight. And we did the calculation. We probably could have driven here a little bit quicker. So our joke is if it's under 14 hours, it's a drive. So it's just kind of like the relatability and some humor, but really just, tapping into your own experiences and that kind of thing.
Okay, I have a follow-up question though. So you're saying basically you hear or you see opportunities or things, but then like what do you do?
Observational humor, yeah.
But do you just like put it in a note? I text myself. Like what is your process? Like I literally have me texts to myself that are just like the stupidest ideas. And then when I'm like searching for something, I'm like, oh, I'm going to go look at my text thread. Like it's so dumb, but like what's your process? Or do you literally sit down and think about them?
So much of it started with like both of our brands started on Twitter, Snapchat, like 2013, 14. Really, we started the business in 17 or 18. So everything was Instagram had gotten big and we have Facebook and everything. A lot of it was Twitter. That was my notes app, really. Writing drafts, saving drafts, some notes app, but truly just like, hey, it came to mind, let's just post it. And I think in of itself, that's kind of a good way to go about social media. Like there wasn't a lot of thought to it. It helped. It wasn't us, right? Like it's a collection. We call it the mind virus of Iowa and the Midwest. It's a collection of thoughts, and for that reason, we didn't have the anxiety of posting. So, yes, we'd save some drafts, but truly just kind of post.
One thing that worked out really well for us, to Bryce's point, this account that was started by our business partner started in 2013. Its origins were a high school confessions account where folks were submitting to Twitter at the time 140 characters of gossip that they wanted to be posted anonymously to this community. It was maybe 500 people. And it grew to a school district, grew to a county, and then when he came to college, he's like, how can I flip this and grow beyond just that area? But back in 2013, there was it was Twitter, but there was also Snapchat. Still Twitter here. Snapchat was a huge shift for how people individuals were creating content. If you wanted to make a YouTube video back in the day, you kind of felt like you needed to have a camera and you had to chop and splice and things, and you weren't just posting a raw, uncut video. Snapchat was videos all the time, even if it was just to convey a message, right? I still, have a snap streak with some of my closest friends where it's just a blank picture or just whatever's happening out there with the text of, hey, good morning, what's going on today, right? And what that started with, when those 140 characters of text turned into videos and photo content from every corner of Iowa, we had a submission content pipeline. And so we started to repost that, and then it became so cool to be able to tell your friends that you got reposted on this Iowa Chill account. And it was bragging rights because you sent the best content in that we sort through every day. Things have been dialed back just a little bit since we have some brand partners to keep things together. But some of those first videos, man, that's what really gave us our trajectory. Yeah, for sure. And so that is one of the biggest things that we are able to do is really continue to lean into that community. And to Bryce's point, like, for the most part, Bryce does a podcast on a weekly basis, but for me, I'm behind the scenes 100% of the time. I haven't cracked the nut on what I actually do want to put myself out there and be on the other side of the camera just yet. But fortunately, we always are either A, getting submitted content, or B, being inspired by what was submitted. And that leans into, those ideas and generation. We work with John Deere, and of course in Iowa, corn's huge. And so we license the content that's coming through that pipeline as a part of our service to them.
Cool. I guess everybody's kind of sleeping or looking on their phones out there. Who's a founder? Who's comfortable posting on social media? Who does it every day? Oh, I'm so proud of you. Like, we are a rare breed, aren't we? So I guess, how did this whole thing start? So I guess fast forward to today, I reach roughly 30 million people a month on social media. Not just on TikTok. It's 10 million TikTok, 10 million Instagram, 10 million Facebook. And I'm going to tell you how I got there, from literally 0 people on TikTok, 132 followers on Instagram, and literally my friends and family on Facebook. That was 18 months ago. And I feel like I want to share all of the wisdom, because not only did I reach out to Tara, my friend Tara, when I first started. I'm like, Tara, you're really good at TikTok. How do I do it? Because like all the kids are doing it and no one knows me on TikTok, but like I want to crack it so I can go tell the companies that I'm working with how to do it. And I just got comfortable just posting life. Like, I started talking about real estate investing, which nobody cares on TikTok, I guess, about. And then I'm like, well, what else can I post? Because I wanted to really crack the algorithm, because that was the whole purpose of me trying to get on social media again, because I wanted to come back to my teams and tell them, like, do this. And my mom, who struggles with alcoholism, moved in with us 2 years ago. And I'm like, Mom, this whole like sober curious thing is a movement. Like, there's all these products out there. And I was a non-cannabis user. So when we got products with CBD in it, I'm like, oh my God, are we gonna get high? Like, I had no idea. But the whole time, every product we tried, I put my camera up. And so I'm like, I don't know what this is. It's probably gonna taste like a skunk's ass. We're probably gonna end up on the couch being stony baloney, but Mom and I, ready? And she's like, Kim, it's CBD. I'm like, I know we're gonna get high. And she's like, you're an idiot. I'm like, have you been high? Like, it's all like just raw on camera. No wonder why like those early videos went viral. But like, we'd try these products and I'm like, oh my God, I feel like I've had wine. Like, I don't actually feel stoned, and it's delicious. And it has like 0 calories. Like, why is no one talking to the other soccer moms out there about this? And what happened were women in my comment section or in my DMs, because they were too embarrassed to do it publicly, were like, girl, where'd you get that? Is it legal? How are you doing that in Michigan? Like, how are you getting it shipped to your door? And I'm like, girl, I don't know, but I'm going to find out. Oh, it's because of the 2018 Farm Bill. Oh, because it's like below whatever threshold. And I was just so open about it. And then I'm like, I should build like a marketplace, because half of these products that brands send me are garbage. I'm like, so I want to build like the Angie's List. And I told my mom, I was like, wouldn't it be cool if we did like $100,000 in sales on this little like platform? And right before we launched, my TikTok account got banned. And I had roughly like 50,000 followers at the time. And I was like, well, shit. Well, that was fun. Man, like now, I really kind of still want to do it. And I'm thinking like, if I actually knew what I was doing, I should be able to do it again, right? And so I just like, damn it, okay, let's just try again from 0. And I'm like, but now instead of just posting on TikTok, I'm going to post the same video, because I don't have time. I'm a mother of 5. And I have these businesses. I'm like, I don't have time to make videos and do them different and look at hashtags and all this hoopla and trending sounds. No, I'm just gonna like post whatever I feel like is relevant, and I'll post it across all 3 channels. So I posted on TikTok, started on Instagram, Facebook, and yeah, so February of last year, we launched Soberish. I had literally no following anywhere. That's grown to, we did $1 million in our first year of sales, organically without ads. And I went from having 0 followers to over 200,000 followers per platform now. And we're gonna open it up for Q&A, but I am an open book when it comes to just like hacks or things. But honestly, it's just like every day, just be authentic. Like for me anyway, I talk about who is Kim Gamez. I'm the founder of Soberish. I'm also a mother of 5. And I've also found this fun little pillar that I'm married to a Mexican man, and that seems to do really well online. But it's throwing like a lot of shit at the wall, posting everything that comes to mind.
Your family got saved by airbags.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you talk about that post.
Yeah, so I was like, again, I think of like my my content just like about who is Kim. So back up. My daughter, when I started TikTok, who's 15 at the time, I was like, how do I post a video? Like, I'm doing something wrong. She's like, ugh. And I'm like, what? What did I do? She's like, your name, Kim Gamez 707, whatever. And I'm like, yeah. She's like, ugh, erase. Kimmy G. And I was like, am I a stripper, sis? Like, am I like, is that like my stage name? Like, what's going on? And she's like, I'm like, am I a rat? Like, I was like, whatever. So now the world knows me as Kimmy G, which is very funny. But where was I going with this? Oh, I just started like posting content, but it's literally like things come to me during the day, and I think my audience, I have this like audience of women, typically they're moms or professionals, like what do they want to hear or what do they want to see? And my daughter got in a bad car accident with her Bronco, and the airbags went off, and I was like, I was happy that everybody was fine, but I was like, oh my God, I've never seen airbags go off before. And then I'm like, I bet you most people haven't seen like airbags go off. And so I just took my phone and I was like, have you seen airbags go off before? And I'm like,
there's so many different airbags. There's like
it came out of the
there's like
seats.
ankle airbags and side airbags.
Yeah, I was like, and so I made this whole thing about like the airbags that came out of the seats and whatever. And I was like, Bronco, if you see this, they saved my baby. Like, it was sappy and whatever. But it felt like serious. Like, I don't know. Those designers probably want to see that. Like, like I could see them in the office, be like, holy shit, you see that mom, Kimmy G, was talking about the airbags? But I would like showed it off and it went like mega viral. But Ford never commented, but Chevy does all the time. They're like, you should try our whatever car. Sorry. No, but it's just like just posting content. Not that I'm going to be doing like car reviews or anything. That's not going to be one of my pillars. But the pillar is like just being like an authentic mom and just showing kind of like the ins and outs of my life and highlighting like just feel good stuff. Even though that was like terrible, but yeah, it was feel good.
Okay, Kim, I do have a question.
Okay.
You're crushing it with sales. What is your biggest sales platform? As all of it's organic, right?
Not this year. We
Okay.
started ads.
So what were your biggest, like highest traffic sales volume from like a social platform?
Well, I can't sell on social.
Okay.
I literally,
So this is like brand awareness that's pushing traffic to a site?
I can't say hemp, I can't say THC, I can't say CBD.
Okay.
And so I literally like way back earlier, like in the TikTok, like when I was only on TikTok, I woke up one morning and my face hurt so bad after trying some of these products because I laughed so hard the night before. And so I'm laying in bed and I was like, you know, like when you have a hangover and you're like, I don't even want to open my eyes because like I know my brain is going to be like on fire.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, I actually feel really good, but oh, my face. And I looked in the mirror and I was like, oh my God, Kim, your eyelashes. You cried all your eyelashes off. And I was like, I gotta get my phone. So I brought my phone and I was like, oh my God, guys, the giggle grass got me. And so the word giggle grass came out of my mouth and I was like, my cheeks hurt. And I was like, I cried all my eyelashes off. Anyway, that video went like crazy viral. And I didn't have a platform at the time. So the brand reaches, so the owner texts me and he's like, Kim, how are you getting all these sales? I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, we had 300 sales in like 2 hours. I'm like, oh, it's the giggle grass video. So anyway, so I can't even talk about what I sell.
Gotcha.
So I kind of hint to it. A lot of the videos that I do, like because I had restaurants, I told you that. So I'll bring back recipes that's like a hack to like a chicken marinade or I don't know, freezing taco meat or whatever, you know. But then like mid video, I'm like, hey, while we're waiting for that, I'm gonna make a quick soberish cocktail that'll give me a buzz without the booze in 10 to 15 minutes. And I make my little drink, move on to the cooking video. And then people are like, girl, what was in your glass? Or they're like, soberish. Like she said it like we should know what it is.
Yeah.
And so then if you look online, you'll see soberish.com and then you'll find us that way.
Gotcha.
So it's not like a certain social platform, but like that is something that I didn't think I would cook online. Like I was like, if I were to go back and say, Kim, you're going to be cooking online, you're going to be talking how you're married to a Mexican man and you're going to be doing stupid bar tricks, I never would have thought any of that would work, but it seems to work. So
Cool. So like you would say like brand awareness plays like can move product.
yes.
Cool.
Yeah, what I'm hearing is no fear. You have to have no fear to do this. We have a head writer at BMP Creative, and honestly, a lot of social agencies don't have head writers, which I think is kind of strange to me, because what you guys are talking about is you get drunk and then do a list. Kim gets high and then texts herself, and it's her like list. We have a head writer, but she's probably high as fuck right now. Her name's MK. You can follow her on LinkedIn. But, I think organizing creative thoughts is hard, right? Organizing your business is hard, but then adding that layer of organizing your creative verticals, right? So you had mentioned food. You guys are memes, right? So a lot of times when we work with clients, potential clients, we try to organize those verticals, right? So is it education? Is it food? I think it's okay to look at formats that actually work and do your version of it, because you're going to be your own person, and everything's been written like in the world ever, right? Like, don't be afraid. I do morning pages. I do the Artist's Way. So I do 3 pages every morning. If I'll buy you the Artist's Way book. If anyone wants it, I will buy it for you. I bought it for Emily last week. It's great to dump the shit out of your head, right? And I think that's a little bit of social media. What you're talking about is like dumping what's in your head and being authentic and being yourself, right? Kent's here. He's a good friend. He's an influencer on LinkedIn. He has a content day, right, for himself, and then he cuts up and does a bunch of social media from just one content day, right? I think people overcomplicate it. They get really nervous. They get really scared. I like you guys because you do memes. That's something that we do for our clients that people often forget about. It's economically a good strategy, right? You to make a meme, you have to be funny. You can riff off the internet. You can go off of memes that have already existed, right? Like, you can curate. We had so many. This is a great brand, Strawberry Shortcake, from the 80s, 90s, and the 2009. We had a bunch of viral hits. We had a clip of all the Strawberry Shortcake kids playing baseball, and we put like the Twilight music over it. One of my editors, LC, did it, and it like went viral for them because it was like the famous Twilight football scene or whatever. And so like all the Twilight people were like, this is amazing, right? And so I do think if you are a brand and you want to post, you have to actually be interested in the internet or something, if that makes sense, right? Like, you have to have a point of view.
Yeah, and I think you brought up a great point. Have your tentpole events, or we call them content pillars. But as Kim's kind of explaining, like, you can go and just be an authentic mom. Like, you can be who you are. I think it's a great point as well. Like, you aren't going to be that original, so don't be afraid to curate and build on the joke. I think that's what great art is in a lot of ways too. It's like you see something, you're inspired, and then you're putting your spin on it, or you're building off of what some contemporary artist did, or I think that's a lot of what we do too. But that's so nice that you think we're funny. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
Well, like, how about questions, like any like real questions that we can be valuable and give you free strategy for?
Let's do that.
Come on down.
I'm very excited to follow Kim, so this is exciting. But what came to mind with that is that I just started my own recruiting business, and I've got a strong LinkedIn following. But I also got kittens 6 months ago, and it's been the funniest thing I've ever experienced. My kids love it. So I decided a few months ago I wanted to be viral on TikTok with just cat videos. Did not work, but curious in regards to the connection of the both, like with my business and in general. How do hashtags play into this anymore with organic growth? Like, are they valuable?
I don't know if they're valuable, but this is my strategy, is using it somewhat for SEO. So if you're doing like cat videos, for example, so on TikTok, you're limited to like 5. Mm-hmm. I say 5, it's 6 because I use CapCut. They make me use hashtag CapCut, and that wasn't one of my hashtags. But on any other platform like Instagram, I personally don't know if this is the right way. I think about SEO. So it would be like talking about what people are searching. So like funny cat videos, cat video, viral cats. Okay, 2 or 3 of those. Then you talk about who your audience is. Cat lovers, family time, I don't know, farm life, whatever, whoever your audience is. And then it can be something about that video itself. So, crazy cat lady.
Okay.
No, not on LinkedIn, and
Yeah.
and so it's more about tagging. So like I think you can tag up to 1,000 people on a LinkedIn post. Now I don't know. I've tried to tag like at least 100 people, but that's probably the way to do it. Is just like tag other people that on LinkedIn. Right, like
Okay.
that's what the trends I've been seeing on LinkedIn.
Do you do that in the comments of your video?
Well, for LinkedIn, right now the strategy is the first comment should be interactive and it can be you. So so you post and then, oh, I forgot to tell you my kitten is named Barbecue. What? Why? That's like, why are you gonna eat a barbecue cat? But like it's like the first comment because it's really engagement on LinkedIn.
Okay.
So that's what moves LinkedIn right now.
Okay. That's great. And yes, they're two very separate.
Can we see the
items,
kittens?
But
Yeah. Well, I don't know how we can get them up. Get the kittens on the screen.
they're so good. You
Airdrop
guys.
us the kittens now.
I will. They're so good.
Okay, so I have a bit of feedback. Are you feeling like you can't combine the worlds? Is that maybe more your question or?
No. I just like very confident, right?
Yes,
very confidently,
literally.
I
Yeah.
can post kitten videos and think I'm very cool. But for my recruitment business, I am curious. Can it be the authentic?
You need to
merge?
be, so you are the founder of the business, right?
Yeah.
You are also you are the mother of these kittens, right? That is your brand, your personal brand. So you can go on and be like, I really need to talk to this firm or whatever else, but I really am distracted by the kittens. Okay? And then that could be maybe that video that you do making that has has text on screen that's like, when your kittens distract mom from work. Okay, that's the video you post on TikTok and everywhere else. Then you erase that text, and maybe it's a different text, but the exact same video, because you've already shot it, is different with a different caption for LinkedIn. Because the biggest takeaway is that you need to use and reuse your content. I told you I post the exact same video on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. If it's relevant to my business, then I also collab so it links on the business page. And if it's relevant for the business, it should be relevant at some point to send in an email, to live on our website as a blog. And then if there's any juicy type of business crap that comes out from it, then I post it on LinkedIn. For example, my mom and I laughing like raging hyenas got over 30 million views. Is that appropriate for LinkedIn? No, but I posted the video and I was like, guess what? My mom and I got 30 million views on this stupid video and it generated over $1 million worth of sales. Now it's relevant for LinkedIn. But I did not have to shoot the video of my mom and I laughing again. So just like use and reuse that content.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you.
Like hire the cats. Like your cat, like one kitten is HR and then the other one is director of ops and they're having fucking issues and
it's
like
so real.
yeah, like, you know.
Cute kittens for so long. Then they turn into
Yeah, then they're just cats
But
and I'm a
they're
dog
so
person.
funny.
So our company is a cat. Oh, we have another question right behind you though.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. We'll follow you. What's your LinkedIn? Hannah Stahl. Everyone follow her, please.
Now.
Hi, my name's Nicole. I'm a founder of a health food product. It is a clean, whole food, seed and superfood blend to top your meals. My whole brand aesthetic is natural and organic and holistic, but my handle and my website is Get Topped. So a lot of people have, yes, it can be funny and it can, your imagination can go wild, right? And I've had marketing people and friends tell me, like, you need to use that. But that doesn't feel necessarily authentic to me and my brand. So while I can see the Get Topped could be a marketing opportunity, it doesn't feel authentic to like who I am and who my holistic health food brand is. And I picked Get Topped because I use it often as a very innocent term, right? Like, get topped. You're going to have this? Get topped, So, but like I said, you can have your imagination run wild. So do I do something that I think could draw followers, draw customers because it is funny, or, you can kind of use sex sells and things like that? Or do I stay authentic to who I am and my brand.
Well, I mean, just what you were saying is authentic. So like having a conversation taping that conversation, having that conversation about is this sexual or not sexual could be like a way to do it. That's how I would do it. Like
I didn't mean it to be sexual, but I also understand that it can be sexual.
That could be too. Like, to me, like that's interesting. I think I like piloting. I like trying. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's when you find your voice. Like you found your voice by just like starting to post. And so like maybe even talking about that. I mean, if you're food, like doing a top down videos, you have to do those as well. And I can talk to you about that.
Okay, yeah.
But we've done a lot of top down videos.
Slow growth, right?
Like
I haven't done that viral thing that everyone thinks is funny, and health food seems to be harder.
I think we're probably the the funniest panel here.
Yeah,
and
that's
like,
why I thought you would be.
So so like I think why we're funny is because like I don't know why we're funny. Probably trauma, but I would say that. Like humor works, right? It's worked in advertising for a long time. Like I wanted to say this on stage, but I'm from Ohio and I'm okay with people from Michigan, Doug. So like, don't hate on me, bro. Like I don't care about your fucking football petty bullshit. But like, I know you're a millionaire, whatever. But like, being like I'm just being authentic right now, right? And like I think you can have that authentic conversation, and Kim probably has a point of view. I can feel Kimmy G burning on my left shoulder.
Yeah. Okay, so you can be authentically yourself and be so funny. You can be
I don't even think I'm a very funny person.
No. So you're gonna have to script this. Okay. I'm gonna tell you exactly what you're gonna need to do. Okay. You need to. Do you use ChatGPT?
Yes.
Okay, so you're gonna go into ChatGPT and be like, okay, I need a video and I want the hook to be funny and it has to be something mildly like sexual, whatever, and it has to be a question like, why am I getting X demographic or something blowing up my inbox? Oh my God, I had 100,000 hits this morning and I realized it's because they thought I was this. Yes. Do they not know? And then you can just be authentically yourself. Yes, that I'm just like a topper. What do they mean? Like why? Like why? Why am I getting these messages? And then people are gonna be like, you're an idiot. But the best thing, let's say that video does reach, for example, I have had, and I'm not saying this to brag, I've had videos do over 30 million views. Do I have 30 million customers? No. Yeah. But if any of those, if a percentage of those translated to customers, bonus. And so if you do try to do, which I think you can do, a viral video or different angles of it to see what ends up working, then did you just whip, I need to hurry up, right? Okay. Oh, sorry. I was like, I should tell me to like shut up. But I would lean into that and don't just try it once. Another thing, people when they post on social media are like, oh my gosh, everyone's gonna see it. They're gonna get so bored of me.
Try it and pilot.
Or also like, am I alienating some of my current customers?
No, because you're playing innocent, like Kim's saying, and you're letting the followers fill in the blank, and it's a very like. Maybe it's not authentic.
No, it's
to
not
you.
innocent because I knew it. I was like, well, if I can, like,
you have
do
to sleep
that,
at night.
Cool. Even though that's not what I meant.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't overthink it.
I'm definitely overthinking it.
And then post it a million ways.
On top.
And I wouldn't post it as a trial. I would I personally post everything on my page. And because over 90% of the views that you'll get on a post are from non-followers. Yep. And so your people won't see it. And if they do see a version of it, they'll be like, already watched that. They won't know you just reposted something else again, talking about the same thing. They won't remember word for word what you said again. Okay. The trick is with the trials, when something does do good on your page, you post it in the trial section, the exact same video, because the trials go to people who do not follow you and who have not seen any of your videos. So you post it again there. That's the actual hack.
That's on Instagram.
Oh, Instagram. Yes.
But I think what he's saying is pilot as in, I'll try it. If it feels wrong, I won't do it again. If it is getting a lot of interaction, I'm liking this. You've got new friends. Your old friends are judging you, but your new friends are cool.
Yeah.
You keep doing it.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Thank you.
We can talk after, too.
Mine's really fast. Hi, I'm Elizabeth. And my question is, where are we at with having to natively post on each platform, or are we having to still natively post? Like in other words, are you going out and actually physically going to Instagram and posting and
Yes.
physically going to LinkedIn and posting?
Yes.
We
Or
do
are
that.
you
And I
actually
post anytime. I don't think about times.
Yeah.
If something feels good, I'll even post 3 back to back.
Yeah.
I think the algorithm is rewarding good content regardless of time more than ever. And yes, we have Sprout Social. We will
Yeah.
schedule over the holiday weekend. We had a gal that works for us have her wisdom teeth out, so we schedule some stuff. Most of the time, we're going into the platform.
There is something for me about pushing that post button. When you schedule something, you're like, oh, that caption sounds okay. Oh, that caption sounds okay. Oh, that whatever. There's another thing to be like, it's gonna post, or I post it. So I post on TikTok, copy the caption. Once it posts, I go over to Instagram, post there. That automatically feeds my Facebook, and I paste the caption. Sometimes I'm like, this might not work for the people that are on Instagram.
Yes.
You know, because, or I know it's also going to post to Facebook. And so I don't want it to, I don't know, because the format's a little bit different on Facebook sometimes. And so, but just actually pushing the post for me, it adds so much value.
Thank you.
Last question. I think personal resonates more. That's like, I think people want to know me, not that Ray and Wilson liked a Sesame Street thing that we did. That's cool. But I did a post about Wicked and like theater and how I was bullied because I started the theater department in my high school, and like people came out of the woodwork for that, right? Like because they could relate. So I think personal helps your business, and it doesn't have to be these. What I'm hearing from the audience is like black and white thinking, and it's just all mushed together, right? And I think you just have to experiment to figure out what that voice is, and you need a plan too. Like that's the other thing is like you need a plan. Like Kim has a plan. Like she goes into Instagram, she takes that caption, or TikTok, and then she has that caption. She, like she has a workflow. Workflows are so important to any sort of social media brand, because that's how we get through 3,000 videos a year. We write all the metadata for Netflix, and if you don't have that workflow, then you're not going to do it. I have no boundaries at all, man.
Every mom will have a different. Some moms don't want their kids' faces on it. Fine. My kid, they don't care. I ask my kids. They want to be in some of my videos. They think it's cool because their teachers see them and they tell them about it at school. Honestly, so do you own your own business? Or do you, okay. Yeah, so I work for MSU Foundation, Research Foundation. They probably don't like that I do what I do, okay? But I also know what I'm doing was to support the teams that I coach. Most of the teams that I coach are B2B. They don't want to go viral. They're not trying to do something, but that does not change the fact that people want to do business with people. And so the more you can show that you are a real human, yes. And so you sharing your cats or your kids or your vacation and then mix it in with how that affects your like personal, also like your bios are huge, whether it's on LinkedIn, Instagram, anywhere, you're, like mine says, my first thing is married to a Mexican man, mother of 5, founder of @TrySoberish, whatever, Soberish shenanigans or whatever the heck I say in my fourth thing. Then on your brand page, you can say founded by, and then tag yourself. And then when you do post about your business, make sure you collab so they live on both pages. So if it's something that's relevant for your business, they can follow the business page and learn more about that. So you just take advantage of all that.
Cool.
We did it.
Yay. One thing I'm going to suggest.
We can talk about other stuff after. Craig, you fucking missed it.
Yeah. One thing I will say is everyone in this room, what I would do if I were you and you're curious about like building your brand on LinkedIn, I would say, woo, I attended the Midwest House Summit. Tag Ted, tag me, tag all of the speakers in this session today, and tag anyone that you meet. I don't know. Can you hear me? Mm-hmm. And that's a good opportunity to get people aware of your LinkedIn brand.
Anytime you tag me in a LinkedIn post, I don't want you to blindly tag me like with 1 million people at the bottom, but if you're like, Kim was amazing, she said this, or quote me or something, I will comment and typically I will share. Learn that though, it's just not me. If you want someone to like, comment, and potentially share something and you tag them, tell them why you're tagging them. And so, yes, tag me. I'd love that. But
Yeah. So this is make a post and who was the funniest on this panel, and then we'll have a vote.
This is an ego play for you.
No. This is this maybe.
Yeah, I mean, this guy's fucking hilarious.
Thanks all.
Yeah, that was fun.
Woo! Good job. Thank you, everyone.